In Diablo 2, the way that the game decides how items drop is somewhat complicated, and it's enough to make your head spin, but understanding how this works is going to help you know what monsters to kill to find the certain items that you're looking for. Whether you're looking for a GG unique item or just a certain item with sockets, like a 4 socket sword to make your spirit in. So items start as white, plain old white items, then they go to magic, which has 2 affixes, a prefix and a suffix, or maybe just one. Rare, yellow, can have up to 3 prefix and suffix for a total of 6 affixes. Green and gold, these are your set and unique items, not legendary, uniques, and uh, these are fixed stats. So if a green broadsword drops, you know this is Eisenhart's. If a gold Shaco drops, you know it's Harlequin Crest. Now, some unique items there are duplicates of. For example, here we have Veil of Steel and Nightwing's Veil, which is both Spired Helms. And so when a Spired Helm drops, the game randomly decides which is which, with probably a probability of this one being much more common. Now, let's say we want a Crown of Ages to drop. So I'm going to go through how the game decides a Crown of Ages will drop. So, first, I'm going to tell you how the game decides if a unique is going to drop. Basically, every single item that drops starts out as a unique, and then the game says, is this going to stay a unique or does it fail the unique test? And most items fail the test and don't drop as unique, but the game kind of starts the item as a unique. So I have a little flow chart here, and we're going to with uh, go through this flow chart. So let's say a Corona is dropping, and this is dropping from a monster that can is high enough level to drop Crown of Ages, and we're going to go over monster level after. But let's say we're killing something that drops a Corona. It's flying in the air, the monster's just died, and the game asks, is this going to be a unique? And in the low chance that it says yes, you now have Crown of Ages. And Pindleskin has like a 1 in 25,000 chance of dropping Crown of Ages. And how I understand that number is that when the item drops, maybe that's its probability of rolling unique, because you're going to drop a lot of Coronas that are just going to end up as blue or rare. Not many set or unique. That's just how the game works. So then if it fails the unique test, it says, well, is it going to be a set? Yes or no? Now, based on my reading, the unique and set test might happen at the same time. And if the game decides, yes, it's going to be a unique or a set, then it randomly assigns that it's going to be either Crown of Ages or Griswolds, just like with the Veil of Steel and Nightwings that I showed you, where it kind of randomly assigns them. Anyways, if it fails the set test, then it's going to drop as a rare yellow item. But what if it fails the rare test? Then it drops as blue. Now, if you're killing a boss monster, it cannot drop anything less than a blue. So it wouldn't be able to go to a white. But if you're killing a random monster who normally is dropping white items, like those could drop as unique, right? They could roll as a unique, but usually they don't. But sometimes you're going to kill a random fallen monster, or, well, really any monster, but like just imagine you're in the pit killing little fallen, and you could kill a random one that drops a unique item. However, it is not high enough level to drop Crown of Ages, a normal monster. Let's explain that real quick. The item level requirement, or like the monster level. So here's what's called treasure class. So here we see Crown of Ages here is a level 86. So a level 86 monster needs to drop this item. Let's go to area level. Here in the pit, level 1 and level 2, it's 85. So these monsters actually can't drop Crown of Ages, but those 85 is for the random monsters. The boss monsters are plus 2 or 3 of their area's level. So you can find monsters in here that are level 87 to 88, and therefore those guys can drop Crown of Ages. And when you kill a boss monster, it's guaranteed to be at least magic. So I hope that makes sense. Now, using these area levels, let's quickly talk about how the game decides what sort of item is even going to drop. Is it going to be a Corona, or is it going to be a dagger, or, a Zvihinder? So, um, let's say we want to find a broadsword to make spirit. And so a broadsword, that can drop fairly early in the game. If we go to treasure class and we go all the way down here to the bottom, we can find broadsword right here. So a broadsword is treasure class 15. So in Act 2, a broadsword will start dropping. However, it'll only drop a maximum of 3 sockets. Because if we look at sockets here on our Diablo 2 wiki, and we go down to broadsword, let me just scroll up real quick. So if a broadsword drops from an item level, uh, like a monster that's level 1 to 25, it's only going to be 3 sockets. But if we make it drop from something that's 26 to 40, this item can be 4 sockets, which is what you're after. So here, the 1 to 25 is only 3 sockets. But if you're killing something that is 26 to 40, it'll be 4 sockets. Now, note that there are monsters in Act 5 normal that are like level, 39, but normal mode is restricted to 3 sockets max. So you need to go to nightmare mode. So where is a higher than 26 level monster? Well, starting in the Bloodmoor here, you're 36. So basically, anyone in nightmare can drop a 4 socket broadsword. Now, crystal swords, they can go up to 6 sockets. So crystal sword, as long as it's a level 40 monster, like here in the pit 2, it can drop a 4 socket broadsword. But if you kill something in tower cellar level 4 and 5, well, these could actually be broadswords, or I mean crystal swords with 5 and 6 sockets. So if you're trying to find a sword much later in the game, you're actually not doing it in the right place. So basically, most places in Act 1 is where you would want to find your 4 socket. Now, how does a Corona drop? How does the game decide to drop a Corona, or any item for that matter? So if we go to the item generation tutorial in the Diablo 2 wiki, we find that it's very complicated. You read this stuff and it might give you a headache. So certain items have probabilities attached to them. So normal items have a 3 times probability, whereas like wands and staves and scepters have uh, a much lower chance of dropping. That's why you just don't see them as often. Now, when you kill a monster and it's in the air, I've made a little flowchart here, sort of based on this example. And when you kill a monster, there's a chance that it simply will not drop an item. or there's a chance it'll drop gold, or there's a chance it'll drop something from categories. Think of items in categories of uh, sort of item level. So here in Act 5, Hell Equip C, um, you can get items that are in this category that it's selected weapon 81, armor 81, blah, 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 blah. Let's just look spread or flowchart here. So a monster dies, and there is basically and this is for a Devilkin in the pit. For every different monster in the game, the same sort of thing happens, but it has a different pool of selections you can go for. So there's 1171 chance that nothing drops. A lot of times you're going to kill a monster and nothing drops. Or there's a 21 in 71 chance that gold drops. Bling bling, baby. Then there's a 16 in 71 chance that we get the Act 5 I think that's Hell, Equip C category. Think of like a bunch of folders on your desktop. And then you got folders in the folder and folder in the folder. And if you click on the folder that says item drop, then there's a bunch of other folders. And what are in these folders? Maybe this is junk, like a potion, maybe a health potion or a mana potion, maybe stamina potion, antidote potion, in this junk. Then you have um, here, this is all like higher level stuff. Maybe one of these categories is the lower level, in the 70s. Then here's items in the 60s, items in the 50s, items in the 40s, items in the 30s, items in the 15s, like a broadsword. Would be in maybe this question mark category over here, but we've selected this category. And now the game says, and this is all while the item's flying in the air, the game says, okay, let's choose out of all these ones armor 87. And then it's like, okay, we've selected armor 87, and then here are all of the armor 87s: diadem, corona, sacred armor, ogre gauntlets, all these things. And you'll see here that some of these have a probability of 1 and some of 3, like I said. Some items like wand and scepter, etc., have low probability, like this vortex shield. You're not going to see as many vortex shields as you do. These ones have a higher probability. Anyways, it's selected Corona, and it drops a Corona. Now, maybe this is my napkin math. Maybe you need to kill like 5,000 monsters before a Corona drops, right? You're not going to see a ton of Coronas, but they can drop. There's so many items in the game that have to decide what's going to drop, and so when you um, kill a monster that has the ability to drop a Corona, you're going to kill it and get so many different items, and then when you finally see a Corona, it's probably going to be blue, and then sometimes it'll be rare, and then sometimes it'll be set. And I've never found a unique Crown of Ages Corona, and so the search continues. I hope this explains to you how items drop in Diablo 2. I've made this video a couple times, or at least talked about it, and I think I got it.